Hello and welcome to Travel Babble with Basha. I am Basha, your hostess today, as we take a tour of the NCL Encore balcony stateroom. I stayed in one on a 19-day trip recently, and it was everything that I could want it to be. Now, I was traveling solo, so there was plenty of room, but even if you had somebody else in there with you, I think there still would have been plenty of room. Of course, as you come in, you have your little hallway. You have your switches for make up your room, do not disturb, pretty typical. You also have the bathroom, which is right off there as you come in the room. It's a ship. It's not a big bathroom. You have the toilet. You have the shower, which is a decent size. I've had much smaller showers on ships. I've had much bigger. But this is a pretty normal, average size. No problem with it. There was also a hanging hook that you could pull out, so if you had something you needed to dry, such as a bathing suit, you could hang that up in the bathroom as well. There was the typical sink, not too small, not too big, again, typical. And you had plenty of shelves. Unless you're taking a whole huge assortment of things in the bathroom, there are plenty of shelves. I had more than enough room, but I have to admit I don't take a lot. Now, in the shower, you do have the shower gel, and you have a shampoo conditioner combination. I generally take my own conditioner because those combinations are good for me to use as a shampoo, but I don't feel like they condition my hair the way I want. So I do take my own conditioner. That's something you can decide whether or not. They do have hair dryers in the room, so as long as you're fine with that hair dryer, I don't use it. I know I've heard people complain they're not powerful enough. I usually let my hair air dry or it goes frizzing. So it's up to you, but if you don't need a very high powerful hair dryer, that can save you some luggage space by using that there. Again, with the conditioner, I'm willing to give up luggage space because I want my own conditioner. Back out in the room, or even before you go back out in the room, there's plenty of area to hang your towels in the bathroom. There are also several hooks on the back of the door. One thing that NCL does, and a lot of the ships are doing it these days, is if you hang up your towel, that means you'll use it again. If you leave it laying on the floor or laying down, that means please wash and give me a clean towel. It's totally up to you. It's optional which way you do. But you can also hang other items on there. A friend that I know that I travel with from time to time has a bathroom bag that she carries a ton of stuff, a lot more than I do, and she hangs that on those hooks, which is nice then because, as I said, there are plenty of shelves, but if you have a lot of stuff, it's nice to have that bag that you can hang on the door. Back out in the room, there is a full-length mirror, and then as you head into the room, there is the sofa or couch is in there, and the bed. Now, in my room, the bed was closer to the balcony. In some rooms, they're the opposite way. I've had both. I can't say which one's my favorite. I used to think being by the balcony was favorite, but then I get in another room, and I love having my couch by the balcony because then I can sit on the couch. So I can adapt either way, but this one, the bed was definitely by the balcony. As you can tell, and as I've said in other videos, I love to decorate. I love to make myself at home. I was on this ship for 19 days, so I definitely wanted to feel like it was homey. I did put up my banners to make myself feel at home. I was traveling in April, early May, and we were going through the Panama Canal and we were going into Mexico, so I put up some banners that kind of gave me that vibe so that I could enjoy that vibe when I was in my room. There was a desk. It's a clutter gatherer for me. I tend to put a lot of things on there. I'm working on it. I'm getting a little better. I did bring clips that I could hang my daily planner on the wall instead of having them pile up on the desk. But there's still always stuff that seems to hit the desk. But it's plenty big. There's outlets there that you can use. Now, I don't recall that there were any closer to the bed. Some rooms will have a USB port maybe under the light, but I don't recall there being one on this ship. The outlets were American, so you should have no problem. I do bring an extra extension cord, not surge protected, those are not allowed, but I bring an extension cord that has extra plugs as well as USB ports because that really gives me a lot more areas, and I can plug in things more at the same time. There's lights all over the room. There's little lights that you can read it, that you can use it when you're in bed if you're just reading. There's the spotlight. There's overhead lights. There's lights over the mirrors. There's lights in the bathroom. If you want it dark at night, you can pull the drapes and turn off all the lights. If you need a night light, you can turn one on somewhere. You can probably find a light that you want. Now, as far as storage area, there was a nice closet. Being by myself, I had plenty of room. There were shelves and a safe on one side. There were hangers on the other. I also bring a bag. It's like a shoe bag, but I use it for stuff, and I hang it on my wall close to the door, things that I may be grabbing as I'm heading out the door. I put my hair stuff in there. I put my brush in there. I put cards if I want to grab a deck of cards as I'm running out the door. So it's very handy to have some of those things in there that otherwise would have fallen on my desk, and as you've probably seen, my desk gets messy enough as it is, even when I try to keep it clean. The balcony was a normal size balcony. It wasn't big. It had 2 chairs and a little table. There was plenty of room for me on that balcony. I normally would sit in one chair, prop my feet up in the other, and then I'd have the table beside me where I would put my drink, and I could sit there and read. Now, we were going through the Panama Canal, so I spent a lot of time on the balcony as we were going through Guton Lake, because I love the peacefulness and being able to see the shore out there. It was a nice balcony. As we got further up, because we did go all the way up the west coast of the U.S. to Vancouver, the balcony wasn't as nice to have because it did get cold, and we also had some rainy, cold weather that I wasn't able to go out there for a few days. So depending on where you're sailing, you may or may not want the balcony. Overall, I enjoyed my stay. I always like having a balcony room when I can. Not that I don't like other rooms, but it's nice to have that fresh air. I love to go spend maybe an hour every evening after I've come in, because I'm up late. I'm out dancing every night, and I like to have that hour or so just sitting out on my balcony, just decompressing before I head to bed. Hopefully, this helps you understand about the NCL Encore's balcony. If this was informative, please like my video, subscribe to my channel. Now go pack your bags and go enjoy your balcony.